It's always best to say the Hail Mary before you enter into dialogue. Two great saints used the Hail Mary before they even gave a homily, St. Louis Green de Montfort and St. Dominic, because it's like rain falling on to the seed. The heart will then give life and germination to the Word of God when it comes. Two sacramentals, the Miraculous medal and the Scapular. They have different functions, but the end is the same. The Miraculous medal, as St. Maximilian Kolbe called it, the bullet, it was a sacramental which could be handed out without any particular ministry being given to the person. And the enrolment of the scapular, as you know, needs to be done by the priest. But with the Miraculous medal, Mother Teresa would give them out, so to speak, to all those people who came to her. In fact, in the Bronx, when she was here, the year, perhaps you know better than I, may have been 1996, and people would come around to her like bees to a honey pot, and they would be given miraculous medals. All people, from all classes, from all social status, would come and receive a miraculous medal. It was a favourite also of St. Padre Pio and St. Teresa of the Little Flower. So good examples. And they are people who would hand out the miraculous medal. I would give out thousands. I go into the streets in New Bedford. I spend up to 5 hours a week. And the same people receive the medal time and time again because they lose it, they give it away, whatever it is. But it's an identification badge for the culture of the homeless. Once they know someone else is wearing a medal, they know they're a friend of the friars. They know about Our Lady because inbred, even though this has been a country in some locations where Protestantism has outridden Catholicism, this is a Catholic country. The founder was Catholic. Christopher Columbus was Catholic. It is a Catholic country. So believe that people will already know about the Blessed Virgin Mary. Many will say to me, that is a medal of Jesus without seeing, because I only have the little ones that I'm giving them out. But when you say it's the mother of Jesus, they delight so much that you can see a transformation happening in your eyes. And also they themselves are just so delighted to receive a heavenly gift. There's no other possible explanation for it, because it's a piece of cord. There's nothing about the cord which is attractive. The metal of the metal is lackluster. So there's something divine going on when the medal is being given out. And the promise with the medal is, and St. Maximilian Kolbe has said that once they receive the medal, there's a confession on the way. It may not be to the priest who's giving them out, but it's going to happen, because the miracle is the miracle of conversion. And yet at the time when it was given out by Catherine Labouray's spiritual director to then be an ongoing apostolate, it took him 2 years before he finally did get the decree, and the bishop said, well, why hadn't you come earlier? Nevertheless, the medal was struck, and at that time, 1832, she received the apparitions of Our Lady in 1830, but 1832 was a pandemic of cholera sweeping through France, and it came to an end. And from that time on, people called it not the medal of the Immaculate Conception, but the Miraculous medal. I know in some drug-infested areas that I know of in Australia, one particular town, very concerned parents rang up one of our priests, and there was drug movement going on, and the whole town and all the youth within days were on the stuff. It was chaotic. So the priest at that time, Father Joseph Michael McShane, he went down to that area, and unbeknown to many, he was able to put medals around the town and in the front of the highway where the town commences. A week later, there was a serious accident, and the people who had been moving the drugs were involved in that accident. They survived, but nevertheless, the power of the miraculous medal. There's many stories like that that I can tell. It's an apostolate into itself. It's not only for the Legion of Mary, it's for each and every one of you. Don't be afraid to go forward, because Our Lady is with you when you're doing her work, and she will protect you. So that's the first one, the miraculous medal. You should be able to get supplies of it, string them, and it's better on a string, because people will bow as though a lamb was coming to the slaughter. they bow their heads and you just put it over their neck. It's that simple. It's a beautiful experience. Believe it, try it, and then you'll be convinced. The scapular, it was a time of crisis with St. Simon Stock, who was the provincial of the Carmelites. The Knights of the Holy Cross had brought him from the Holy Land to England, and there he was having a crisis of faith. His own faith was weakening. He was not having any success. And then Our Lady appeared to him and showed him a garment, which is what we know now, still complying with over the shoulders but on a string, 2 brown pads, and that is what is regarded as the scapular. And the scapular, the promise that goes with the scapular is that those persons, and I'm talking also non-Catholics, who wear the scapular, the promise still adheres, that they will be given the opportunity that they will not go to hell. Now, I'm going further than most people will say, but the promise with the scapular is not just for Catholics. The scapular itself, the promise if you die wearing the scapular. Many people will tear it off before they go to sin. Many people will lose it or have it broken or not be wearing it when they enter into the sin and the unexpected death comes upon them. Each and every one of you should be wearing a scapular today. The opportunity's there. You don't have to tell me what the reason is, but we'll be giving out scapulars to everyone. So when the call is made, all of you come up if you're not wearing a scapular, and even if you are wearing a scapular, and I hope I'm correct in having a large quantity of scapulars here, those who are wearing a scapular, you need a second one just in case it does break. Once you receive the enrolment runs with the person. The blessing of the scapular, it can be necessary. It is a pastoral thing that it be blessed, but the scapular with the enrolment, you go with it. You don't need the enrolment prayer again. Given all that, I think we can go forth now and ask people. I'm not sure what the format is. I think you come up, do you not, and receive the scapulars. We'll start with, you direct me. Once you come up, do you start with the miraculous medals? And if someone can give me the prayers that I need to recite also, please.